Alrighty, folks, we're gonna move into a new run for tonight. I messed up the slides for whatever reason. They did not save properly. But this is Citadel Any percent on the Amiga by TBCR underscore. So we're gonna get right into it in just a second. Alrighty. Let me just adjust your character a little bit so you're a little bit bigger.
I got my special Citadella outfit on.
Oh, interesting.
I made this especially for this game.
Really?
Yeah, I crashed V-Roid Studio like 15 to 20 times making this outfit. It doesn't look complex, but V-Roid doesn't take a lot to crash.
No, it's very silly.
By the way, chat, do you like this like 3D rendered cutscene? Also made on the Amiga, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is Citadella. Citadella is Polish for Citadel. Mm-hmm. I call it by that because there's like a gajillion games called Citadel.
Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. That was incredibly sweet of you. We are just about finishing up our night with Citadel Any percent by TBCR. For those who don't know what this is a charity event called SPD or Speed Timber. I'm sure Bucci has been talking about it because she will be running a Spyro 2 run with us later in the week. All donations go directly to St. Jude's Children's Hospital Cancer Research. And if you donate $50 or more, you get added into our raffle for the night. We are raffling away a Pokemon Game Boy Pocket, which has been modded to have a perfect backlight screen, IPS screen, and USB-C charging as well. So anyway, TBCR, what is this game? What is this about? I would like to know.
So this is a game from 1995. This came out after Doom 2, Marathon, and right in that middle period between, Doom 2 and Quake. And this is for the Commodore Amiga. You can run this on a stock Amiga 500, which I believe only had like 512 kilobytes of RAM, or it may have been 1 megabyte. I cannot remember. But you can run this game on that. There's a lot of concessions that you have to do to run it on that, but you can run it on that. And this was made by a bunch of Polish teenagers in high school. And
really?
There's a lot of neat mechanics in this, and it may not look like it, but this game is my jam when it comes to speedrunning. It has like little mechanics that you don't realize until you're like intently focusing on like footage, like playing it back, and you're like, huh, that's kind of cool. And I'll go into that in just a bit. A few things I do want to note before we begin this game, though.
Yes.
Number one, there is flashing lights in the game. Whenever I pick up an item, the screen will flash green. Whenever I get hit, it will flash red. And the other funny thing is, if I hit the minus key at any point during this run, the game will crash.
Really?
It is highly important I mention that, and I'm going to make as many saves that I have to as I can. I can save at the end of each level, including the final level. Don't think about that.
One side thing real quick. Otaku, you need to pick up your son. He is bothering me. your dog, your child. Go ahead. Sorry. He's trying to do things that he's not supposed to be doing.
But
that's my fault for leaving the door open.
Gonna make a save in each of the little sections. You'll see what I mean. I also need to make sure I set the difficulty to easy because it defaults to hard by default. That's a very funny thing for the developers to do. Mm-hmm. And I guess we will begin.
Right, we're ready to go whenever you are. So let me know when to start the timer.
Okay, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, and then I'm going to immediately hit F7
For context as well, because somebody checked, it is 512 megabytes for the Amiga 500 and 1 gigabyte with an add-on.
Not for, I think for hard drive, not for RAM. Like
yes,
memory.
For hard drive. Yes, not for memory. No.
Yeah, I think memory is 512 kilobytes because that came out in 87, if I remember correctly. But yeah, the plot to this game is you are a pilot for one of these ships from the big battleship, the X-16. There is a little planet with a prison complex called the Citadel, or it's informally called the Citadel, and it's gone radio silent recently, and you have been sent with another pilot to figure out why it has gone radio silent. However, the defenses of the Citadel has bloated your ship up, and the other pilot has died, and you are alone. So it is up to you to figure out why the place has gone radio silent. Spoiler alert, there was a rebellion, and blow the place up.
They corrected themselves. They meant kilobytes, not megabytes.
That's understandable. I mean, I get file size stuff mixed up all the time. Don't get me started with megabytes.
Oh yeah, metabytes versus megabytes. Yeah.
And then there's megabits.
That is true.
Which is like, what is it? 4 megabits is 1 megabyte or half a megabyte.
Yes.
It's confusing. But yeah, we're going to pick up bomb pieces at the end of each section after this part, and on the final level, well, the first 2 levels of the game and the final level of the game do not have bomb pieces, but at the end of each section that we're going to be going through, we're going to pick up a bomb piece, and we'll blow the Citadel up. But right now, I'm just trying to focus on getting through the first section. So there's a neat mechanic, and you may not have been noticing it, but occasionally when I get hit, I slow down, and that is intentional. The little heart rate monitor at the bottom of the screen, you may have noticed it. When it is faster, I move slower. When it is slower, I move faster. And I'm picking up, as I called it during my GDQ run, turkey basters. They're basically syringes with like speed potion in them. And it adds the max speed, or increments the max speed by a little bit each time. And it never decreases the max speed when you take hits. So you can get a hit a lot, and then over time you'll build back up to that max speed. All right, on to Sewer 2, which has a fun puzzle at the start, but I'm just gonna do this and not mess with the game at all. All right, got a good strafe.
Some of the chat members are saying that this reminds them of Chex Quest and Wolfenstein. I could see the similarities.
Yeah, it's definitely close to Wolfenstein. I should really stress that the Amiga is not really designed to play games like this. It's more designed for like 2D applications and pre-rendered 3D stuff, because Lightwave started out on the Amiga, which is a very popular modeling and animation program. I think the Jimmy Neutron like pilot film was made in Lightwave on the Amiga, if I remember correctly.
Yes, this is on real hardware.
Yep, real hardware. I'm playing on Amiga 1200. It's my very nice Amiga 1200. I've done 2 runs. I only do 2 runs currently for marathons. I also know Alien Breed 3D 1 and 2, and I also know the Chaos Engine, but I only sometimes run it on that. Oh yeah, and Alien Breed 92 Special Edition, which is an absolute dickish game because it has a very funny trick that it likes to pull on players. Maybe you'll see that in the future on here.
Maybe, we'll see. I mean, SPD is open to really any kind of like run.
Well, the funny trick in that one can lead to a game over within 2 seconds of it happening.
I'm just more so. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, more often than not, I actually lose runs to that. I've stopped submitting that to marathons for that reason.
In my interest for speedruns and challenges, I always try to get like stuff that's somewhat relevant, but sometimes a little niche as well. Like for instance, the TDYD pre-hooktail pit challenge that you normally don't see very much in marathon runs anymore. and just really anything that's like obscure. I don't think like only focusing on popular titles is the trick for these sorts of events. So I always like to pick around.
I completely get that. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if any of you are like an active follower of like my speed runs, but I intentionally try to like go against the curve most of the time when it comes to like, I don't normally do super popular games. I think like the most notable game I run is Rise of the Triad. And that's basically it. I always like the more kind of like obscure niche titles that have like interesting little mechanics in it. Not like one big mechanic, but there's like a multitude of like little things in the games that make you go, huh, that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah. And the reason why I do this is because I want more people to see other video games and not just specifically only see the same thing over and over and over. So.
Yeah, you got to have variety because otherwise it gets very stagnant. And...
Correct.
All right.
Rikus Rubbish, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in, Raiders.
And okay, chat, and the few people that were in the one Discord, I mentioned it. And so I'm actually planning on learning the very first Megami Tensei game. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, that's the one on the Famicom, right? No, the home computer one.
You mean the home computer? Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, I have the Sharp X1, and
that
I'm going to try to.
It's going to be really interesting.
I bought the game and I bought two Sharp X1s. One had battery corrosion on the floppy disk controller, but I have the original Sharp X1. It is a blinking mess, but I have completed the game, so I can start routing it, and I'm hoping to get that actually done before, even though I'm not going to submit it before AGDQ submissions, because it shouldn't take that long to learn the game. But it's just, you know, the novelty of the very first Megami Tensei game for the for a Japanese home computer system that most Americans probably do not know about, but it's a pretty like powerful machine for the time. Yeah, the Megami Tensei OVA, which is a nice 40 minutes. It's a train wreck of an adaptation of the novel by Aya Nishitani, but I think it's a pretty good little horror OVA.
A little horror film, yeah, a little mini horror film.
There's also the 3 books. The third one's actually being translated by the author of Digital Devil's Story. And that should hopefully be done at some point. And I think he's also trying to like talk with Atlas and I think it was Katakawa specifically about trying to re-release the sequel book series. New Digital Devil's Story. I had to hit 0. I had to be very careful not to hit the minus key.
Yeah,
I want 2 hours of sleep, by the way.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
I'm actually doing fairly good for only being on 2 hours of sleep so far.
Oh, if I had known that, I would have told you, no, do not do this run.
Like most of the time when I do runs for GDQ, I am on like no sleep. Absolutely no sleep, because I'm like too excited to like.
You're too excited to talk about it. That's fair. That's me when I first learned Luigi's Mansion. I just kept on doing it over and over and over. But for context, for my experiences with SMT, I've only played SMT4 and both Devil Summoners. I have not played any of the other games in the series.
The Raito games.
Correct. Yes, the Raito games.
All right, because you said Devil Summoner, and my brain defaulted to the Sega Saturn and Soul Hackers.
No, not those. Not Soul Hackers.
Which are also neat titles.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
I am currently playing through them in original release order, not every single version of the games, because that will take me. I'll be dead by then. There's too much. There's like 100 games in the franchise if you count re-releases. That's too many. Well, over 100. That's just with original titles and remakes and remasters that are different enough that they are basically their own game. So I think I'm on Shin Megami Tensei If.
Good.
And then
good game.
I get to do. It's got my favorite protagonist in it. Well, my favorite female protagonist of a Megami Tensei game. Tamaki is such a fascinating character. I know we're talking more about Megami Tensei instead of the game, but it's a pretty straightforward game. You go in, you hit switches, you get keys, you get to the end. Don't die, very important.
It's very Doom-esque, yeah.
Very Doom-esque. There is a lot of strafing and wiggling like this to try to get back to max speed, but it's a pretty straightforward run. But there's the danger to it. Because if I take a death at any point right now, I think I go back 2 zones because I haven't saved at all since
there's no saves after completion of a level.
You can do it after completion of the level. It's just I've been really focused on getting through the levels that I've not really been saving. I am going to do it after this, though.
Yeah, safety saves are important.
Stores can be very annoying. Oh, someone mentioned the Sega CD port of SMT1. I have the Turbo PC Engine CD version coming in the mail. I actually played the iPhone port, which is, I think, my favorite port of that game. Coincidentally, you should get an iPad that has the iPad port. Trust me, it's worth it. All right, so stores I actually have to like call attention to because it has the only actual glitch in the game. This is a very skill-based run, but there is one glitch and it only saves like 1/10 of a second.
1/10 of a second?
We gotta get to it. 1/10 of a second.
Wow. Okay.
All right, so we're gonna make our way over to here. We're gonna go through this door and watch this. Don't blink. Ta-da!
Did that door open up instantly?
Since I went through, apparently this is a portal-based system. I don't really understand how they're doing the mapping like that, but yeah, apparently the rooms are portals. And by me walking through the door fast enough, the other door didn't have time to close.
Oh, so, interesting.
Basically, when I walked through it, since they're so close to each other, it just opened the door automatically. Or it was already still open. All right, so I do have to be a little careful here.
I was just opening up an iced tea. Sorry about that, chat.
And this part I can lose a lot of speed on, so I gotta be very careful.
Right.
All right, we did not lose a lot of speed. I lost a little bit of speed. Luckily, I have 829 energy right there. That's what it says right there, chat.
Sweet tea pure leaf is what I'm drinking.
All right, so I remembered to hit that switch, so now we can actually continue going our way through here. Now, the lines on the floor there, I can actually use that to line up correctly for the door because it's going to be behind me when I go through this teleporter. So just back up.
I'm gonna be real. Watching this is reminding me of the Jaguar port of Doom and how bad it is.
I actually find that port rather fascinating. I mean, I also find the Sega Saturn port of Doom rather fascinating just because of, well, for that one, more of the development of it. I don't know why John Carmack made them make the game the way they did, but oh well.
Oh, it's the 3DO and Saturn ports that are actually bad. Interesting. Okay.
All right, so I have to do a little bit of back and forth here. A lot of ketchup on the wall, so you really need to clean that ketchup off. Also, I think it's the 3DO port that had the cutscenes.
Yeah, the
FMVs. That would make sense for the 3DO.
Yeah. Hi, old man Wimberger. It's good to see you.
All right, here we go. So, Stores 3 has a fun section where if you do not have the key when you go into a room, you will soft lock the game.
Oh, that's not good.
And I'll tell you which room it is because it's coming up in just a second.
And will this soft lock in casual play as well?
Yes. That's how I found out about it.
Oh, no.
Because I played through the whole game casually, and then I went through it for the routing. This room, that room in particular, the door closes behind you when you walk in. All right, and this is another
really
section.
mean.
I got to be careful to make sure I hit that 0 key. Cool, we didn't crash the game.
Oh, what do you mean you didn't crash the game?
Well, I hit the 0 key. You know what's next to the 0 key on the keyboard? The minus key.
Oh, that's right. You said the minus key crashes the game for some reason.
Yeah, and it's so fun that the blue key button is right next to the crash the game button.
Why is that programmed in this game?
I don't know.
Do we know why minus like crashes it, or is it just a thing that happens?
I think this game was coded in assembly specifically. I don't think it was coded in basic like a lot of Amiga titles. I think it was coded in straight basic assembly. The source code is available online. And this version, if you go to the retro game, what is it? The site that does the support stuff for the A500 Mini, you can actually get this game as like a bonus as part of it. And you can just download that, put it on your Amiga, extract the LHA file, and you can play Citadel. Technically, this is the quote-unquote remonstered edition, but it's still labeled as 1.3. Right. So I just call it Citadel 1.3. And in my opinion, this is the better version to play because it actually runs pretty well. Even on like a stock Amiga, I do need to know I have a accelerator card in this, but that's because I play Alien Breed 3D2, and that game cannot run on anything with acceleration, even at A4000, and that's like a high-end system.
Understood.
So even with that, even when I don't have the accelerator in this Amiga and I only have like an 8 megabyte expansion card, this runs at a pretty sizable like 35 FPS. And that's not until like sorry. That's nothing to say is pretty bad. For FPS in 1995, that's not like a true 3D on a system that isn't really designed to run 3D games. 30 FPS is like really respectable.
30 FPS on a FPS game that's not intended to be 3D? No, that's more than enough impressive. Yeah, like 35 FPS was the original Doom, and that was like super impressive at the time.
And it kind of made that like weird feeling where it was kind of like cinematic kind of speed, but not really.
Yeah.
It kind of gave, when I first played it back in, when did I first play Doom? I think I well, my first game was Doom. I forgot about that because it was the SNES port of Doom.
Oh, okay.
That may explain everything about me when you think about it. Oh, his first game was SNES Doom. Yeah, that tracks. But I played the DOS Doom in the early 2000s on a Pentium 2 machine. And yeah, the 35 FPS kind of gave me like a weird, uneasy feeling. I got used to it over time, but I don't know. It gave me a weird, uneasy feeling. All right, so we're nearing the end of the first level for Power Plant. This is the first level still. I need to stress that. This is a pretty long level. I think this is the longest level of the whole game. And there's a lot of hit scanners, especially right here. There's one immediately as I turn. Got me as soon as I turned the corner. That's fine. Heart rate's pretty decent right now. But we're about to grab the last key here. I need to make sure I pick up the key because otherwise I will have to walk all the way back to go grab it. No teleporting back. Then we grab the blue key, carefully hit the 0 button. And then we're done with Power Plant 1. And I'm finally going to save because I haven't actually saved.
You should just take the minus key off the keyboard.
I've tried doing that and I still hit the button.
You still hit the button even though the key is not there anymore?
Yeah, because it's the switch. Because it's not a membrane, I have a mechanical keyboard, so the switch is like sticking up.
Oh, the switch is still sticking up. Okay, then just remove the switch, Smile. Okay. Not an easy thing to do. Okay. Whoa.
There was an enemy that was invisible for a second. I don't get that. Yeah, and a Pavlovian response, because the button's right there. You just hit it out of instinct.
Out of instinct by accident, and then you go, oh shit, why did I do that?
Well, time to reset the timer. Again. Oh, by the way, my PB and to affect world record, because I'm the only person that runs this game, is I think it's like a 2850 something. And I pulled that off not too long after a GDQ this year. I ran this at SGDQ recently, but yeah, a little bit after AGDQ, I set the current PB and world record. And you know what the funny part is? I had only been running the game for like half a year when I submitted it to the recent GDQ.
That's a respectable amount of time.
I think I only been running it for 4 months, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, no, that's still...
But it's like an easy game to pick up.
It's still a respectable amount of time. I mean, I know some people that a game comes out like a month before the signups come out for GDQ, and they submit... Like, I know somebody did a very casual run of a game that just came out like a month early. They submitted a run for it, and it got accepted. And then by the time they got to GDQ, they beat the estimated time like very fast.
Severely.
Yeah, like severely. And it was really funny because there was glitches that were discovered between the time they submitted and the time that they actually ran the game on GDQ. So stuff like this happens all the time.
Yeah, I tend to not. I tend to like to let the soup stew for a little bit, or the stew for a little bit before submitting my stuff. Because sometimes, what's the Gabe Newell quote? These things, they take time. Especially with like a lot of the games that I run, I can't just like, you know, crank out a run quickly with routing. I think from start to finish, the routing for this game took about maybe 3 weeks of like just carefully playing it over. And it's nice that I have an Amiga that I could like just turn on at any point. I don't have to deal with emulation settings or whatnot. By the way, Chad, if you ever want to get into Amiga speedrunning, I would highly wait or find an NTSC unit, because you're paying the Amiga tax when you have to buy stuff for this thing. Oh boy. But if you can actually get an Amiga or a Commodore 64, you have a very big library of games that you can like run on the system. And with a Commodore 64, you can at least run the games from tape or cartridge.
The Amigo.
My sister calls it that sometimes.
Oh, that's cute.
All right, so gotta put this key in. Third hangar level is going to be a bit annoying because depending on where I'm looking is going to determine, well, as you can see right there, determines how easy of an experience this is going to be. All right,
I
cool.
think if I were to, like, I think I would have a really hard time playing games that do not have, like, music in them. Like, that would be very difficult for me.
That's completely understandable.
Yeah.
It kind of helps for me because I actually do suffer from auditory processing issues. I know some of you might be like, really? No, I do actually suffer from auditory processing. And like, there's a lot going on in this game as is. Adding music on top of that would be an absolute nightmare. There's only like maybe 5 or 6 games that I could have music playing at the same time as all the chaos going on. And even then, I have to have it like really quiet. But I've noticed, because some games just have too much of a banger of a soundtrack that you'll actually get distracted from how good the music is, that you'll mess like certain strats up. So I just taken to just playing without music for a lot of games.
For me, I have to have like game music because I have to have something that I can stimulate or like hum in the back of my head too. Otherwise, I'm going to get bored and stop playing the game.
It's completely understandable. Everyone tackles games in different ways, so completely get it. All right, so this is prison. We have 4 levels left in the game. I don't know why that image is there, but yeah, we're 4 levels from the end of the game.
Oh my goodness.
We're just gonna go through here. We gotta get past these prisoners here, not get shot too much. Oh, gotta hit the button. We got 2 more sections for this, and now we only got 1 more, and they're all blocking the door. I'm trying to get through. Oh, look, a toilet. Anyway.
What?
Just gonna cruise to the end now. I am gonna stop in this final room because there's like a comical like guillotine device. I don't know why they put this in here, but it's really comedic for some reason. All right, there we go. Like, I get it.
I'm still wondering why there was like a lady, like just a body picture, no face, nothing, just boob and hips.
I don't get it. I've learned not that like to question a lot of the stuff in this game.
Yeah, no.
Like, why do the warden guards, why are they dressed up kind of weird? Why is there like? Why is there just like?
Why are the prisoners shooting at me as well? That doesn't make any sense.
Why are there bodybuilders in a dungeon? Actually, that probably has like an actual reason. I don't know. There's that face at the beginning of the game that's like on the wall. Some of you may have caught that at the beginning. I don't know why that's there, other than it looks cool. And that's probably why. All right, so this section has a lot of running down hallways. But I do have to be a little bit observant. As you can see, we got a few enemies here.
The main character on the box art looks like a Helldiver from Helldivers 2, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that was like their attempt to kind of draw something similar to like Doom Guy, but there's not really like a good image of the character. So like on the cover of the game, which you use for the promotional image, they had like an outfit similar to what I'm wearing at the moment. But on the game over screen, there's like no color to the outfit except for like the blood like going out of their body because, you know, they're dead. And there's not really like a central consensus of like what the character looks like. It's kind of like the marathon security officer. There's no like single appearance that they're known by, and it frustrates me so. All right, so I got hit a little bit, but I'm gonna have to make sure I hit the 0 key carefully here. We're gonna pick up the speed potion, and then as soon as I get these enemies out of the way, I'm gonna rapidly switch to the red key card. All right, there we go. Takes a little bit. There we go. Switch over to this. We're going to hit tab to switch to the blue key card, and then we're done with that level. 2 levels to go, by the way.
Okay.
All right. So I could get very unlucky right here and get a bunch of enemies caught on fire. Because one of them has a rocket launcher for some reason.
That's not good.
And then you pick up a flamethrower, but fun fact, most of the weapons in this game aren't really good to use. So I've only
Why
been
was
using
there more
the pistol.
boobs on the screen? What the fuck is wrong with this game?
Don't think. Oh, hold on. We gotta wait for them to immolate. Okay, thank you. All right, so we're gonna hit the switch here. Got a few more guillotine machines for some reason.
That's very strange.
Just gonna head into here, and then we're done with the final section, and I am definitely saving here because this level is also pretty long, and time will stop when I hit no at the end level screen.
Gotcha.
So when it fades out, that's basically when time ends, but we've still got the level to get through. There's stormtroopers in this level for some reason. It's kind of like in
it kind of does look like a stormtrooper. You're not wrong.
I think about the game Genetic Species whenever I do this level. It's also for the Amiga. It's also a really cool like body snatching mechanic FPS game, kind of like a puzzle. There's only 4 levels in it, but there are these enemies in like the first section that I am not joking are just Gundam.
Really?
Just, like straight up mobile suits. And whenever I play this level, I just think of that specific enemy in Genetic Species. It's also a pretty cool game. You can pick up a piece of poop in it, and you can use the piece of poop, and it kills all the enemies on the floor that you're on, which can also soft lock the game.
Incredible.
That will probably also be a future TBCR speedrun. I just have to finish the game because you can probably guess why I haven't finished yet. I just mentioned it. I picked up a piece of poop and I soft locked the game. All right, so right here, we should have some pretty good moments as long as I'm starting the fire and aim in the direction that I need to be moving in a bit. Because normally there's going to be enemies right as I'm turning. As you can see right there. Not right there, but definitely right here. And maybe right there, of course. And here's another example of an area where if you don't have the red key, you can soft lock the game. Ask me how I know this.
First time playthrough issues.
That's right. All right, cool. Second to last area, we're just gonna do a quick waltz through. Hit the 0 key. I've had the game crash on me on the final room because of that. And they get you drunk at the very end of the game. Also, time.
31 minutes and 14 seconds.
That is very par for the course. Very par for the course speed run. And not that many mistakes. A lot of it just came down to getting slowed down a lot from the enemies, which again is the mechanic of the game. You have to get ahead of everything and take them down before they get to you. So, but pretty respectable run considering it's only like 3-ish minutes below or behind
PB, yeah,
world record. So, and we get some nice 4-channel music as the game ends. But yeah, that's Citadel. And remember, this is a free to play game. You can get it on the interwebs
for free.
And that's right. And if you want to do Amiga speedrunning, but you don't want to get like an actual Amiga, there is an official emulation suite called Amiga Forever. It's like $45 to get like a decent collection of like Kickstart ROMs, all the workbenches. There's a big selection of games with it. Some behind the scenes material from Commodore, including like a postmortem, because by the time this game came out, Commodore International was not a thing anymore. They went bankrupt. So, rip Commodore. Well, the old Commodore.
Any shout outs or anything else you would like to add to this run or whatever you'd like to say?
I would like to shout out the people that made this game. I hope you're doing good in wherever you are, because this game slaps. And then I want to thank the people on my that watch my stream that put up with me playing through a lot of Amiga games a lot. And just putting up with, you know, how I handle speedrunning. So I think that's it.
Well, thank you for sharing this with us. I'm glad to have had this on the channel, because like this is these are one of the few times that we're gonna have like something really unique and amazing. So we'll probably never see something like this ever again, which is like, you know, one in a lifetime kind of thing, or at least for me, because I feel like this is not one of those games that I would pick up personally and play, but it is interesting to watch someone else who is passionate and does know more about it than I do. So I definitely feel like I've learned something.
Yeah, this game definitely isn't for everyone because it requires a lot more. There's a lot more going on, even though it doesn't seem like it's like it. There's a lot of like intense concentration that is kind of needed to get through it. And I know that's really funny as someone that has been talking through the entire run, but you see what I mean when you play it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, everybody, stay tuned for just a little bit. We're gonna move on to the giveaway of the night, and then we're going to raid out TCBR.
I have to add another misspelling of my name to the list. Give me a second.
No.
You don't understand how many times people mess up my username that I actually have a list.
I read your name backwards is the problem. But thank you again for joining me, and everyone, I will get your wheel spin up in just a little bit. All right. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, chat. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to put in any last donations if you'd like to be added to the wheel spin. Give me just a moment to add any current names. It's $50 altogether. As if you donated $50 altogether between 2 donations or anything, then you get entered in the raffle. If you have won a raffle but want to enter again, you have to donate a second $50. All right, folks. You have a couple more seconds to add to the wheel. Otherwise, I will spin it as is. Give you guys a little bit more time. Alrighty, folks, we are wheel spinning for the Game Boy Pocket. It has a ISP or IPS, I think it's IPS backlit screen with USB-C charging. So it is a very, very nice Game Boy Pocket. You're on there twice. Oh, you are on there twice. Let me remove you. Sorry about that. Thank you for letting me know. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jasu, you have won the Game Boy Pocket. Congratulations, Jasu. All right, added you onto that. Thank you again, everybody, for your donations. You have been a wonderful audience, as always. Tomorrow, the schedule. I will read off the schedule for you guys tomorrow. For tomorrow, we have Mario Kart World All Grand Prix. Ta SR doing Majora's Mask 80% unrestricted. Satoru doing Metroid Fusion Rando 100%. And then we followed up with Ariana and Magrana for Snowboard Kids 1 and Snowboard Kids 2. So, there we go. In that case, let me find somebody to raid out to. Who do we send you guys to? No, thank you for the wonderful stream. I had a wonderful time with all of you. Thank you again so much for joining me for tonight. I'm gonna send you guys to Riri. That's who I'm sending you to. You're gonna get sent to Riri. Oh, that's such a cute looking game. Oh, I love the art style already. That's so cute. All right. Raid, Riri, snooze ads, fuck you ads. Stop it, Twitch. That's really annoying. All right, and our raid message, as always, happy birthday! All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow. Thank you guys, every one of you, for donating. We have reached $8,000 for charity. We need to keep up this momentum. We have 5 more days, 5 more wonderful days of charity. There's a lot of runs coming up this weekend, so I'm very, very much excited to see everything come to fruition. Once again, thank you, everybody, so much. You guys have been wonderful. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night!